Welcome to the Hustle Wing podcast. Today we are joined by Aviel, who is the co-founder and CEO of Stoic Media. Hi there, Aviel. How are you doing?
Nice to see you. Good, and you? How are you doing?
Well, thank you. For folks at home who might not know much about the work that you guys do, could you maybe tell us more about Stoic?
Yes. So Stoic Media, we pretty much spend most of our time on two things. One is content production. So we do a whole suite of things like 2D, 3D animation, journalism, editorial written content, HTML, programming, coding, uh, again, video, photography, web design, graphic design. Anything that you can think of as it pertains to content production, we pretty much do a whole lot of that on a white label basis, transfer the rights of that content to mostly publishers and advertisers. Then they air that content on their own channels. So that's one line of business. The second line of business is content monetization. Basically, we focus on helping publishers make the most out of the online advertisement industry through programmatic services on display rich media and on video as well.
Hmm. So, what would you say? What would you say the digital emerging technologies have sort of done for the creative space? I mean, of course, there's quite a lot of tools that are coming up, and they're sort of changing the face of content creation and branding. For Stoic, how have you guys sort of adapted?
Yes, so that's a loaded question. It's actually been really tough just to keep up on new things that are coming out every single day, especially on the AI front. As pretty much everybody knows, AI is getting immersed in every single aspect of our professional and personal lives, and more so when it comes to content creation. I'd say every week we hear of 5 to 10 new tools that can help us streamline processes, improve the product that we're designing or producing. Uh, there's just so many ways that AI can start helping us. So, in all transparency, it's been kind of hard just to keep up. We do have a few tools that we've gained some interest in and that are starting to use. I'm not endorsing any of them, so I'm not going to say any names out there. So again, because we're still on testing mode, but definitely AI is playing a huge role when it comes to producing content of any type of content. Those who are not leveraging it, from ChatGPT all the way through, again, other tools, I think they're missing out. It is a little bit scary, not going to lie, because a lot of the video editors, video animators, clippers, and so on, they feel that potentially their professions and their work is could be threatened by AI as time passes by. Nevertheless, we're encouraging our team to leverage all these tools in order to make the most out of what they can do and improve their skills, improve their output in terms of the amount of content they can produce, while not necessarily working harder.
Mm. I was attending a seminar around creatives in the digital age, and what came up was also just what you're talking about, sort of the fears that around the disruption that is happening within the space. Would you say that there's a future where most work that's coming out of humans, as it were, kind of ceases to exist, and we rely on AI, or is there a place for work that is actually done by humans, specifically within the creative? Because I suppose there's the lived experience. There's sort of like a much more, I suppose, intimate sort of way of creating as a human as opposed to a machine. What are your thoughts around that?
So there's in my view, there's multiple angles to this. There's a legal angle, there's a creative angle, and there's just the reality versus virtual world angle, right? So first off, when it comes to the legal aspect of it, there's a whole suite of legal rights that come into play when it comes to producing content and airing that content. So a lot of the fears out there is, yes, there are tools that can potentially replace humans in producing content, designing, editing, animating, and so on and so forth. However, are we sure that those materials are 100% compliant with what clients are looking for? Do we know if the rights of that content have been approved and reviewed by those who hold the rights to that content? It's a huge question mark. And it's one that people don't necessarily feel comfortable delegating to AI, at least as of yet, potentially maybe in the future. So that's one aspect. The second one is content production in the real world. If you want to shoot a movie, if you want to again film a commercial on the street, on a specific venue with talent and so on and so forth, there's cameras, there's people, lighting, audio. There's so many things that at least not in the foreseeable future AI will be able to do, because you actually need people on site to be able to, again, shoot that content, film it, record it, edit, and so on and so forth. So yes, maybe when it comes to post-production services, AI would definitely fill in those gaps, because a lot of that post-production can definitely be automated with specific rules. But again, on the pre-production and production aspect of any of these, again, commercials, movies, and so on and so forth, there will be a human aspect that will come into play. So that's
Yeah.
again something that we should definitely consider. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, speaking of still looking into human talent, the audience here for Hustle Wing is mostly side hustlers and contract workers. Two questions, what are some of the projects that you guys are working on, or even challenges that you guys might have where you guys could see yourself leveraging some contract work from some of our network?
So most of our work is done on our NDA, so we can't really disclose on air, who our clients are, necessarily what type of work we're doing. But most of our work is aired on multiple channels, from Facebook all through YouTube, connected TV, journalism, print, and other media, right? Um, Now, I'll say this: when it comes to producing and airing content, at least for now, there's a huge human component that calls the shots, makes all the decisions. And when we do need to lever any type of AI tool, we have to disclose it. We have to tell clients that we're actually using XYZ tools, so that then they can approve if there are any controversies with them, so that everybody's on the same page. So, well, we hear out there that AI is taking people's jobs and replacing workers and so on. Yes, there is truth to that. However, again, when it comes to the legal aspect, making sure that the rights are approved and properly managed, all that aspect is not yet even touched, or has not yet been fully addressed by AI developers so far, at least in
Cool.
our view.
Sure. Do you guys have any opportunities, for folks at home from our network that might be interested, to sort of, reach out and be a part of some of the projects that you guys work on?
Of course, yes, we're always looking for talent. We work on a project by project basis, and we're always looking for people that love what they do. So Stoic Media is all about stoicism, which basically is be happy doing what you love the most, what you can control, and not worry about those things that you cannot control. So
Sure.
in that sense, we're always looking for people that that want to do, that want to produce content, and that they like what they do, either in English language, Spanish language, Portuguese. We're multicultural. We're actually a minority-owned business registered in New York State, New York City, and we love to work with any background, any language across the world. So folks out there who are looking to produce, edit, animate, write, design, again, please reach out to us, info@stoic-media.com. Happy to take a look at your resumes and find something out there for you that fits your needs.
Sure. Aviel, thank you so much for your time. I think this was quite an insightful conversation. Really, really, really enjoyed talking to you.
Pee-wee, nice to meet you too. And you have my contact information. Please reach out if you need anything from us. Great to meet you.
Definitely.
Great talking to you.
Likewise.